Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. Father, we thank you for the timing of this podcast. Father, you made this possible for the four of us to sit here. Father, we're recording on a Tuesday. It's an odd day, but Father, you're going to do everything in your powers to make this the best we can do. Father, we ask that you sit with Rob and I as we work through this story with Scott B. Father, give him the confidence that he has, that he knows that he's saving a soul with his story. Let him be open, let him tell the truth, and let it be unfiltered. Father, we ask all this in your name. Amen. Amen. Let's go to work.
Welcome back to Recovery Unfiltered. It's Rob and Larry in your ear again. We don't need letters before or after our names. Just two drums with a lot on our brains. Sit back, relax, let us carry the load.
So it's Recovery Unfiltered
Podcast, yeah.
We're just two alcoholics with a lot to say. This is Recovery
Look at Rob's trying to look intelligent over there. You couldn't have done that before. Hey, did you guys ever watch Brian Gumbel? Did you ever watch Brian Gumbel on HBO when he's, what is it, his sports show? Yeah. Every time the camera would come back to him, he was always writing. Always writing.
You think that was just for show?
Yeah, it was all show.
You think it was for show?
Absolutely. Hi, Rob.
I think this is for show.
Your pamphlets that you pull around and thing out of there, that's not even a real book.
It's a book.
I doubt it.
It's a series of stories.
A series of stories.
Scott, what's your book look like?
Not quite that tattered.
It'll get there. It'll get there.
That's been very well read.
Yeah, that is Scott B. I walked into primary. Good grief, Rob and I go in and out of primary a little bit, and I hadn't been to primary for probably like 3 or 4 months. And I walk in, this big old tall drink of water is standing up front. You were running the Friday night.
Is he taller than you?
Oh God, yeah, by 2 or 3 inches.
How tall are you, Scott?
6'6".
Okay,
Yeah,
so he's got you.
he's 3 inches. Yeah, and
He's got me almost by a foot. That
don't take much.
I know.
My 10-year-old's that big. Anyway, so yeah, I saw him, and I'm like, I heard him tell his story.
Wasn't he running the?
He was.
He was
somewhere I got to hear you tell your story a little bit, and I'm not for sure where it was.
Pat at Oakdale.
That's right. That's right. That's where I got to hear your story. Was in the Saturday morning meeting. Pat brought him in, and that's where I got to hear your story. That's
the first time I told my story.
Is it really?
Out of rehab.
Oh, the Oakdale at the 9 a.m.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The one that should be noon as far as how late that is. Yeah. Where did you go to rehab at?
I went up at Azure Acres up in Sebastopol.
Really? I don't know if I've ever heard of that one. Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Are you from the Bay Area or from here?
From Modesto.
I'm a Modesto.
Born and raised
Born
here.
and raised.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the first rehab I've heard over there. I mean, there's a Watsonville. I'm sure they're all over the place, but how did obviously it worked
So you
for you.
graduated 85?
87.
87.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 'cause he was a year before you.
I graduated 88.
88.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you went to Bayer.
Yep.
You knew Chris Lytle?
Oh, yeah.
Have you met him yet?
Yeah, sure.
That guy's a saint. That man's a
Wow.
saint. Don't you even go there, brother.
I love him.
I love him. You didn't even respond to his text today, by the way.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
I didn't understand his joke.
Did he ever told you the Jerome story?
No.
I always make him tell that story. He hates it. When he was in jail, there's a big old. He was in jail for the first time,
yes,
scared
I
to
have
death,
heard
you know,
it.
drugs, and then the cell next to him was a big old boy named Jerome, and said, "You and I are going to be best friends." Chris just sat. He was asked back to the corner, and just sat there shaking all that.
That's so funny. I have heard him tell that story. So I got something I want to go over real fast. I heard this. You know, I look at a lot of stuff on Facebook and Instagram and all that garbage. You know, it's just research a lot of stuff, especially for this. And I heard this interview. This is going to be about 2 minutes long, so just give it a minute. And
No, give it 2.
Yes, give it 2. Thanks, Rob, for correcting me. And go ahead, play it, Bonnie.
I need your help. I can't tell you what
Wrong
it is.
one.
You can never
Wrong
ask
one.
me about it later.
That's a good one.
One above it.
This is what happens to me. I start thinking about alcohol, I can't stop. I can't stop thinking about it.
And what's the objective physical proof of this inability to stop?
There's considerable proof this is partly a genetic problem, isn't it?
Your argument is that
Partly
it's
genetic.
willpower, Peter.
Of course it's willpower. People,
No,
all the
it's not
people,
willpower.
look, people constantly stop both drinking and taking drugs.
You're
If-
just,
if-
you're
if-
just,
if-
you're
if-
just
if
a
willpower
person
were
who's
not
talking
involved-
who's wrong.
If willpower were not
It's an
involved, then how would that
evident
happen?
will on your part not to do it now, isn't it?
I'm in control of the first drink. And so I do all these things to protect myself from not having the first drink.
Sure.
But
That
once
has
I
always been
have
the
that
case,
drink, the allergy of the body kicks in. This is all documented alcoholism proof. Then I can't stop after that.
Our problem with
Allergies of
Peter.
what? I mean, I'm
is he
allergic
doesn't
to
respect-
aspirin, but it doesn't mean I
No,
have
but
to
Peter,
drink.
but you have to look at the evidence, Peter.
That is
I mean,
it.
What is this? What is this allergy? It's
an allergy of your body.
It's just.
Not that your aspirin point wasn't.
pseudoscience.
Not that your aspirin
It's
point
babble.
wasn't genius, but you don't know what you're talking about.
That's right. You've got to look at countries that have done
I
it
do.
differently.
No, you don't.
And that
You
have
can't
succeeded.
come up with. I
Sorry?
asked him to come up with an objective
I
diagnosis
did.
of the presence
Myself.
of this force in his body.
We're not
That's not
getting
an
anywhere.
objective diagnosis. Yourself is the reverse of
He's-
objective.
but he's telling
Myself
us
and
what
10
his-
million other alcoholics and addicts across America and across the world are having these problems.
But people have problems with drugs and drink. People like taking them and they don't want to stop taking them. But it doesn't mean they have a disease that needs to be treated.
So the American Medical Association is wrong in your opinion.
If the American Association says it's a disease, yes, of course they're wrong. There is
So
an
all
immense
these doctors
fashion
are
at the
wrong.
moment.
But you're right.
There's an immense fashion at the moment.
But you're right.
There's immense fashion at the moment for simply dismissing the ability of people to take control over their own lives and to make excuses for them. We have, far from 50 years, been treating alleged addiction as a disease, as a crime. We've been treating it as a disease, and the result is we have many, many more drug users than we did when this policy started.
The babbling idiot is a guy by the name of Peter Mitchell.
Jesus. I was wanting to hang myself. Fuck, shut up.
You know,
let people talk.
What's so funny is 2013 is when that was obviously recorded. And the frustrating part about that for me, when I was listening to it, even still in 2013, people are still thinking that way, still thinking that this thing is not a disease.
Hey, just grab it, lift yourself up by your bootstraps, and you can do it.
Yeah.
Well, obviously he's never struggled with nothing. Oh, Peter hasn't.
It doesn't fit the stereotype of someone under the bridge, or
No, for sure.
it's,
Right.
the persona that
Right.
people think of with an alcoholic,
Right.
And you and I both know that that's not the case at all.
It's disgusting to hear him. And then he's sitting there across the table from Matthew Perry, who has struggled for years with alcohol and pills, trying to tell him that he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Just suck it up, son.
Jesus
Just
Christ.
suck it up.
Are
You
you
can do
fucking
it.
kidding me?
See how
That's
that
how
works
you
out.
kill people.
What an arrogant
Yeah,
piece
isn't
of
it?
shit. Anyways, so like I said, I just wanted to share that only because like I said, in this day and age, we still have people that think that way. That it's 13 years ago that interview was done, and it still I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, Scott, we are here for you. I mean, I had you scheduled, and then I was wanting to schedule, and he was like, well, I'm moving to Utah. And I'm like, son of a bitch, we got to get this done before
You
you
talk
move.
about not wanting to do a podcast.
No shit. He's moving as far away from us as he
He's doing
can.
a geographic cure to get away from you.
I pulled out all the stops.
Yeah,
for
he
that
did.
one.
He's like, nope, I don't even have people that live there. I'm gonna go join the Mormon
It's
cult.
only what, 13 hours drive?
Yeah,
13 hour drive?
approximately about 10, 12 hours.
Yeah, just come over for the weekend.
Yeah,
There's
so
big
for
deal.
sure,
But
sure.
anyways, you said something about doing it on Zoom, and I can do it that way. And I have some guys that were kind of scheduling on doing it that way. But I was like, no, I talked to Rob, and I was like, you know what? You know what he tried to get out of it, Rob, is we were supposed to record this yesterday. And he says, no, I got a neurology appointment at 3:00. Now he tells me this, 8 hours or 10 hours before we're supposed to record. And I'm like, I told him, I said, oh, just come on over. We'll do your neurology test. Rob and I are good at that shit. We'll test you.
I would rather have done that than the drive for sure.
So tell us about yourself.
Well, like I said, my name's Scott. I
6'6",
yeah.
handsome.
I'm a born and raised Modestan.
Okay.
I was raised in a middle class family. My parents were educators, and had a pretty average childhood. I didn't realize it at the time, but I had it pretty good. We weren't rich, but we weren't poor, something that'll come out in my story is that I come from a family of normies, everyone. all generations that I'm aware of, at least. So I don't necessarily fit the mold for a lot of the stories I hear, but I just wanted to throw that out there. For me, I whenever I start a share, I always say more shall be unveiled. It's been a second since I've told my story, and my mind gets clearer, and people, places, and things will come into mind, and and it always morphs into more or less, or it's always
moves around as we get
does.
right as our minds get clearer. I thought I was talking at Primary Purpose when they asked me to come speak there. I think you were there.
Oh, I was there.
You were there, and
Jeanette was rushing everything at that time because it was her birthday. So she wanted to make sure she got time because she's the last one to get her chip. She wanted to make sure, by God, there was time for her to say some few things.
But I was speaking, and I was speaking, and it came over me. I thought about some stuff that I had never talked about. Right? I mean, my passion was football. I mean, since I was like 8 or 9 years old, I played Pop Warner. It's all I lived for football. And my drugs and alcohol in high school took that from me, right? Or I gave it over, however way you want to look at it.
Gave it away.
Yeah, I mean, my love for my drugs and my alcohol took over that and I didn't even bring that in, and then man, it overwhelmed me. It got me, right? But that's what we say: more shall be revealed. We forget just about those things that we give up for our drugs and alcohol, and they come out. They come out from time to time, especially when we're telling our stories.
When you're trying to tell your story, they give you, it depends on, they say, sometimes at H&I events, you'll do like a 15-minute, 30,000 footer.
Right.
Sometimes like a primary, do 45 to an hour, so you can go a little bit. But I got sober at 38 years old. I'm 53 now, so that's 15. Come on, 15 years. So 38 years. The story doesn't change, but little tidbits will come out, so you might share it. Different.
I guess I should have started off with that. My sobriety date is July 2nd, 2022.
Sure, we're coming right up.
You're coming.
Yep.
You're just a little bit behind me. You got 4 years.
Coming up.
It's been incredible.
Yeah, you're right behind me. I was July. I was May. April 12th.
I thought, for some reason, I thought you had decades.
Because I'm very.
Don't cut that out. Make sure you don't cut that out.
I paid the guest. Yeah, I paid the guest, Rob. God damn it! It's just because I speak so well,
yes,
right, Scott?
Yes.
I speak so
very
well.
eloquent. Yes.
Hell no! I got 2 years. You and I are right in the same boat, brother. I'm sorry, 4 years. You and I are in the same boat. I just sunk myself into this, into my recovery. I just sunk into it. I mean, when I got a glimpse of what sobriety felt like, I wanted every ounce of it. Every I can't even get enough of it.
And he had an amazing first sponsor that really kicked off. That really laid the foundation.
Ask
for
him
him.
ask him what happened to that first sponsor.
That he got fired on air. Greatest day of my life, Scott. On top of that, I've
worst day of Doug's, best of Rob's.
Yeah. June 1st is my sobriety date, which is one of the happiest days. But that day, he said, "You're done. I'm done with you." On air, I cried. Tears of joy.
Tears of joy.
Anyways, so yeah, we're right there. So
that's
we're
all right. I still have
4
Aaron.
years. Huh?
I still have Aaron, so don't worry. It's all good.
So I like I said, my parents were teachers. We stayed in Modesto.
And Modesto and Oakdale back then were great towns.
Yeah, they were actually.
The late 70s and 80s. What a great time to grow up.
I remember looking population 38,000,
right,
in Modesto. And
how many schools we have? Bayer, you had Davis, Downey, and Modesto High.
Yeah, exactly.
Johansson came in
later.
Right. Was it in
90s?
Yeah, right 90s. Yeah,
after we graduated.
Mm-hmm. And
So you graduated with a guy by the name of Steve Marks too.
Yes,
very good friend of mine.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that name in a while.
He's living in Vegas now.
Okay.
Coaching.
Okay. I grew up in an atmosphere. I grew up with the same group of guys and girls from elementary school through high school, and which was great. But it also kind of created a false bubble of what was normal and what wasn't. Because everybody in my group drank or experimented or recreationally used drugs. And now that I look back on it, that wasn't normal. That's not every seventh grader is out there doing shots in the field at PE time. That's just not normal.
Why not? That wasn't normal.
But I reasoned with this for decades, I too was very involved in sports. I coach still to this day. One of my passions.
What do you coach?
Water polo.
Okay.
And I played. I was a swimmer.
You want to get in shape? Youth. There you go. Yeah, buddy.
And wrestling too.
Really?
Can you imagine trying to wrangle that big old tall thing?
Oh, Jesus.
Cradle.
Yeah, that's right. Fold me like a pretzel. Yeah. So the atmosphere of my youth was pretty normal, and then about seventh grade, I started experimenting with guys that I had grown up with, so it didn't feel like we were doing anything wrong per se, and it was a little bit of grass and
right,
and some alcohol, and again, this is
high school stuff.
This is the 80s,
right?
Yeah.
No, we were both there.
Yeah. Then I went away. I went away to college, and
where we go?
Santa Barbara.
Okay.
And I ended up injuring myself.
Hold on, I'm going to back up. Brothers, sisters?
I have one brother.
One brother.
Yep. Older. He's a normie.
Okay.
So yeah.
And your mom and dad were normies, you said?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
His whole family. You are the black sheep.
I
the
am.
Black sheep.
Actually, in more ways than one. Yeah.
Do tell. We have time.
This is a different podcast.
No, it's unfiltered.
It is unfiltered. We go any direction we want.
You'd be amazed what we've had on this.
Yeah. Well, so were you involved in water polo anything as a kid, younger, or did you not get into that till high school?
So when I was a kid, it wasn't offered until high school.
Okay.
Now I coach kids as young as 10 years old.
In water polo. Right. Okay.
So it's I started swimming competitively in third grade, or around 10 or 12, and then once I was in high school, I started playing water polo, and that changed everything. Not only for personally, but also the crowd that I hung with was it was a party scene.
Water polo guys? Really?
It's on. Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Those
because they're
athletes,
very
man.
healthy.
Those fools are athletes.
I know, but they're just extremely healthy. I wouldn't expect that.
It's if I think with any sport, it's camaraderie,
right.
and you're you feel invincible.
Right.
But
did you ever do a game high?
No, I can say I didn't.
I did.
I can say I did one hungover for sure, but not necessarily high. I didn't start using daily on a non-recreational basis. Probably fast forward 10 years.
Okay. All right.
Late 20s.
Professional.
Yes, I was able to, when I was going to school in my early 20s and when I was doing my thing, I was able to drink casually on weekends and, do its cousins at bachelor parties and put it away for 6 or 8, 10 months. And then when in about 1990, a friend of mine introduced me to little pink pill, and It really mixed well with vodka.
What's a pink pill, buddy?
It was a Norco or
Okay.
pain pill of some sort. We called it a pinky.
A pinky.
And man, I remember it was on Super Bowl Sunday.
So what did that? What did that make you feel like? Because it does different things. It gets me wound up like meth would.
It's like the hand of God.
Talk to me.
I think the reason why we're asking that, Scott, is because, I mean, this is how we connect with people that are out there feeling the same way, right? So, this knucklehead over here gets so excited anytime somebody talks about methamphetamine. I have to tie him to his fucking chair. Don't mention methamphetamine. He's going out of his fucking mind over there.
So, narcotics, for me personally, it took away any concern I might have, any stress. Everything was interesting, and food tasted better, and I could sleep on it. And
when you drink with it, that just enhances it.
Yeah, when alcohol just made it to where I don't really, well, that's another story, but it made it to where I didn't want to take one without the other.
I gotcha.
So that changed my whole life. And I'll never forget that. It was on Super Bowl Sunday, I'm going to say like 1990. And what did it make me feel like? I was thinking about that, when I was in rehab, telling my story. I was talking about Dilaudid.
Ooh, they gave that to me when I was going through cancer.
And then I said, man, I was like mother's milk. It's the red rose,
right.
And it's got my number, and it always will. Mm-hmm. So, and that's what brought me here.
Yeah.
I'm an alcoholic. I always say I'd start off with, I'm a grateful alcoholic. Fast forwarding a little, after I got through college.
So you see Santa Barbara, everything was good. I mean, just the normal.
Yeah.
What did you study?
Business, marketing.
Okay.
I worked 30 years in marketing. Highly functioning alcoholic.
Retired at 51.
Retired at 51. Yeah. Did I tell you that?
I heard of one.
Said it Saturday morning.
Did I? I did.
I don't miss much.
Unless
my wife is.
I loved to work. Loved what I did. After my third heart attack at 49, I woke up.
Woo.
I woke up in a bag of ice. Yeah, and
What led to the third heart attack? Let's talk to me about the first one.
So the first one happened. I was 39. I just had my second child. She was 2 months old. I thought I had heartburn. I went to the 7-Eleven, and the 2 a.m. 7-Eleven guy looks at me, and when that guy tells you, you look like shit. You look like shit. So I drove myself to the hospital, and oh boy, they were on me. 6-8 guys cutting my clothes off. How'd you get here? You drove yourself. They were freaking out. Couldn't believe I drove myself.
Now, does heart disease run in your family, or is it?
I get that. My mom does have that. So
at 39?
No. Mine was definitely from riding dirty and putting it away wet.
Self-inflicted.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Rob and I, well, I know I did. I jumped you ahead a little bit here.
No.
So, and that's my fault. So if we back up a little bit, you got a scholarship to go to Paso or to go to
UCSB?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. I think that's what I feel is a little bit important, right? Because I remember you telling that in your story. So let's back up and start from there again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I like I said, I started swimming at 10, and when I was 10 years old, and excelled. And when I started playing high school, I had afforded me the opportunity to play for a D1 college, Santa Barbara, and worked out for 2 years, and then I blew my knee out, and then it was
your left knee.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need a knee in the pool, do you?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I love it. Like I said, it's a passion of mine. But it afforded me a good education, and I started.
This was last weekend.
Oh wow!
My buddy just blew his right knee out.
Rob, oh my goodness! Rob showing me some photos.
Jason
here.
Allen's jiu-jitsu match when he got his knee blown up.
Yeah, he forgets that. You got to hold that up to the camera.
I just wanted Scott to see it just for memories. You didn't blow that out in the pool, did you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
no?
In 12 feet of water. You bet.
How?
Betcha.
How do they get that much pressure to do that much damage?
Well, it's you're
tangled up.
Well, yeah, you tangle up, and you're doing an egg beater, so your legs are at the optimal, flex, and then it's just when you pop yourself up, I would hyperextend, and it's a pretty common for that sport. But anyway. So that was a good experience for me. Like I said, I really enjoy it. I don't want to get ahead of myself either, but that is a passion of mine still. When I got out of school, I started my career in marketing, and I worked for 30 years, 3 different companies. And really loved it. I had my first heart attack about 10 years into it.
39 years old.
Mm-hmm.
39 or 49?
39 was the first one.
Okay.
So, let's get back there. So you went to 7-Eleven. The 2 a.m. cat says, "Hey, buddy, you look pretty bad."
Yeah.
Off you go.
Off I go. Oh, and so I had...
How old was your first child at that time?
She was 4 years old.
Okay.
And I had been... I'm getting ahead of myself. So... When my first daughter was 2 years old, so we're going to rewind 2 years here.
Mm-hmm. You're 37.
Yes. I went through Maynard's.
Okay.
And that's when a certain person had just started working there. This was in 2007.
Chris.
Mm-hmm.
He just started.
Exactly. And anyway, I left there, and it was a miracle. And I was sober for 18 months, and everything was going great. And I'd go to the North Side meeting. I was over there by O'Brien's. Robert, Real Alcoholic, was one of the few guys that was there at that time. Also, I'd do the 7 a.m. every morning, and I'm OCD. Go to the gym, do my 7 a.m., go to work. Boom, 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 boom.
No sponsor.
No sponsor. No step work.
I got this.
No reading.
I got this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Check the box.
I was feeling good. Yeah. Everything was fine. So fast forward a year, 18 months into it, I'm going in because I think I have heartburn. They say, nope, you're having a heart attack. And I heard the doctor say, 10 cc's of morphine or whatever. And I said, no, I'm an addict. And he said, sorry,
you're dying.
Liability, we have to. And I was off and running for 17 years.
Wow.
17 years. Yeah. I came back at 52. 3 heart attacks and 7 stents. And
mostly, so you were mixing both, right? You were doing alcohol and the... So were you getting pills?
Yes, and they were prescribed.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. This was back in the 90s and 2000s.
Where they were easier to get.
Passing them out like chiclets.
Yeah. 4 years ago, they weren't that easy to get.
No.
So were you still doing prescription then, or were you?
I was,
did you move
actually.
to street?
So I'd had to have a re-surgery on my knee. When I got sober, I had screwed my body up so bad that I was suffering from what they call hypothyroidism, and I'd ballooned up to 400 pounds. My metabolism stopped working. No matter what I ate, I could eat lettuce all day long, and I gained weight. And so the weight combined with my previous knee injury broke my tibia fibula. This was right in the middle of, right before COVID. So unless you were dying or something, they weren't.
I had cancer. I went through cancer treatment during COVID.
Yeah, it was a joke. So they just started upping my Dilaudid, every month. Oh, okay, well, let's give you another. I was up to $240 a month they were prescribing me, plus morphine in the morning and at night just in case I was still in pain.
More liquid morphine
Wow.
or morphine pills?
The pills, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That Dilaudid is something else.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And my doctor, who doesn't understand this disease, and he's such a nice man. I remember him writing the prescription out, and he's laughing. I'm going to get a call from the DEA on this one, as he passes it off to me. And then, fast forward a couple of years. Again, this is a very educated, really nice, affable gentleman. He's been my doctor for a while. I trust him. I had something happen, and he goes, "Oh, you've been sober for 2 years now. You should be fine." And he was going to prescribe me with more of what got me in trouble to begin with. And I said, no, it doesn't work that way. And
so, what do you do for pain, Scott? I mean, pain comes. What do you?
I do a lot of prayer and meditation.
Okay.
Tylenol. I can't.
Any homeopathic, anything like that? Anything?
No, I do a lot of. I try to stay pretty active, swim, and when I'm. This last year has been quite a ride, but I like to do yoga and that sort of stuff. And
Talk about
stay fit.
Good grief. Let's talk about the wife a little bit.
Which wife?
The mother. Let's talk about
The mother of your kids. Was there multiple or?
Actually, I shouldn't say which. I should say what wife. So my wife, I married a good woman.
Okay. We all do.
Yeah.
All right.
I married a good
Or we
woman.
wouldn't marry him.
Yeah. She was a hard worker from the start. She gave me 2 beautiful daughters. She put up with me for 20 years. And I put her through hell for 15 of them. And, I got everything I deserved. When
did you come to that realization?
About 2 years ago. About
2 years into your sobriety?
Yeah. When I really had to take a hard look.
Took you a long time to come to that realization.
Yeah. And, when I asked her what her part is in it.
What was that answer? What was that answer?
I don't know. Do I even need to respond? That's exactly it. She was like, I was speaking French. She didn't even.
Oh, that's funny. Bonnie, what was your part in that?
As a master neighbor. As a master neighbor.
Yes.
But, back to her, she's a wonderful person. She's a educated, she works, she's an educator also, and kind, good mother, provider. Drugs and alcohol ruined it for us. And we didn't see eye to eye on parenting, but it started with, when she met me, I was a weekend partier. It was Monday night football at my house. It was,
it was normal.
It was normal.
Right.
12-pack of Keystone to get in the door,
right.
And Tuesday was back, was back to normal. And then they got to, at the end of the divorce, 3 houses later and 2 kids and 20-something years, it was Scott hiding tall boys in the pop-up lazy boy, and my daughter's finding him, my wife yelling at me for why am I drinking, and I wasn't around anybody. I isolated myself.
Yeah, well, I remember that part of your story, and that's what kind of got me interested in yours, because we look at similarities in our stories, right? And you had a lot of similarities. I would isolate. I didn't like to be around people. I hated being around people.
You don't like people?
Because I didn't want to talk, right? I didn't want to. I mean, that was the reason why I drank, was to shut my brain off. That's what I told people. So in order for me to do that, I had to be not around anybody. So that's why our stories were kind of similar. You don't hear a lot of people lot of people like to go out to the bars and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I did. That was not
I
me.
was not a bar drinker.
Yeah.
I was not either. I didn't like to be. in
I'd send my
bars.
wife for a fifth, so I didn't want to drive. I'd send her for a fifth. She'd go get a fifth. And
You
there
know,
we go.
you know, it's kind of ironic that you say that because, you know, when I was, you know, in your early 21, 22, it's almost a nostalgic thing, kind of rite of passage. You go to the bars. Also, that's where you find the, you know, go cows when you're looking for milk.
That's right.
When people ask me what I did for a living, I said I was in the relationship business, and that's
You're not wrong.
And that's the truth. That's what I did. I built relationships between companies.
That's what Larry does.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, marketing, same deal.
Yeah.
Same thing. I'm over the marketers.
Yeah.
You're bullshitters.
And
Bullshitters.
yeah, exactly.
Get paid to bullshit.
And you know, where was I going with that?
When you're 20, 21, early 20s.
Oh, so I was in the relationship business, and I loved it, and I was good at it.
Oh yeah.
And they paid me well. But when I got home, I didn't want to have anything to do with anybody. It was like I was a total chameleon.
Yep. Know the feeling, brother. Know it well.
Man.
Know it well.
Man, that phone
I
went
call
in
it
the drawer, and
Here's the problem with me, though, is the business I'm in is we operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, nonstop. I don't have that option, right? I can't put that phone away. So I became very good at operating at about a 0.2, right? 0.02. That's where I functioned at. And I was that way 24 hours a day, nonstop. And, you know, those phone calls, it would, you know, in my mind, the alcohol helped calm those things down a little bit. And I was functioning very highly at that point because I couldn't stuff that phone away. But man, did I try to shut everything off. Occasionally, and this is what got me the breaker at the end is what got me caught is occasionally I would go over a little too far.
He'd go to a
I'd go 0.8. Yeah. So I'd go a little far, and that's, you know, and most of the time when I did that, when the family's around and something, and Larry would just put himself to bed. Well, Larry'd put himself to bed when I was supposed to be at a baseball game. So
sure.
Anyways,
sure.
But that we're very similar in our stories in that aspect.
Yeah, I made a point of it to not socialize professionally.
Right.
With alcohol, just because, you know,
That's impressive, actually.
That is very impressive.
it's that old adage, you don't shit where you eat, you know.
So when you go out to dinner with clients and stuff, you wouldn't have a drink at dinner?
I might have a glass of wine.
All right, you try to be that sophisticated.
Yeah, exactly. Because I knew. I mean, once the cat's out, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Right.
That's amazing, though.
That's pretty good control. Yeah. That's pretty good. That was my Achilles is when I went out to dinner with clients and stuff because then it was just
smoked old fashions and let's have it.
Smoked old fashions and everybody was drinking.
Yeah,
it was everybody was drinking the same way I did. The problem was I continued up in the hotel room.
Yeah. You know, I was watching a show the other night, and I've always wondered what it would be like to be, if you could pick another decade to be raised in. And I picked the 50s.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody was smoking and drinking and old fashions, and it was okay to have a bourbon at lunchtime. You know what I mean?
Right.
And,
I was doing that in the 2020s. Yeah. I didn't have a problem with it whatsoever.
But I mean, that's after the war, after the Second World War. Yeah. People had money, things were good. America was good, 50s and 60s.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk to us about your kids.
So, you know, that's my
two daughters.
Yes.
How old are they now?
That's my biggest success story, man.
Nice. I love that.
Larry's got two daughters.
I've got a 21-year-old daughter who's in dental school, and then I have a 17-year-old daughter who's going to be a senior. And
what high school?
At Downey. And they're my life.
Huh. Yeah. So why do I feel like I thought you had daughters a little older than that?
No.
Okay. So they're just starting to live life. So how was your alcohol around them? I mean, what was their trauma involved in this?
So when we got divorced, they were 8 and 12. So my oldest definitely, they both remember it. My youngest, my 8-year-old, I thought I was being sly, and here my 8-year-old could find my stash like that of booze. So she definitely remembers that. And I remember my wife telling me, Scott, you're going to regret this. I remember just clear as day. And I mean, I could make it to the store and back in a commercial. I knew exactly where I was going. It wouldn't stop me,
Isn't it crazy how that the thought of that now would stop a Mack truck, right? We would stop a Mack truck to protect those kids.
Yeah.
But then we didn't give a shit.
We weren't hurting anybody.
Right.
We're not hurting nobody.
Yeah.
There's food on the table, the roof. I don't beat my kids. I don't beat my wife. I don't kick the dog.
Good
I go
point.
to work. I come home. There's always a paycheck. I'm not hurting anybody.
Yeah, I'm hurting myself. That's it. Leave me alone.
I've earned this shit.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
The bullshit we tell ourselves.
Yeah. And, once I finally did get it to Azure Acres, I tried the outpatient program, and at Kaiser, and that 8 hours on a Zoom didn't work.
I don't know how that can work for anybody.
I don't either.
We had a guy that was in our group with us for a little while. He was on that same thing, and I think he lasted like 2 weeks in our group, and he disappeared.
And when we disappear, what are we doing?
Yeah, we disappear.
We disappear.
Yeah.
And he thought he was cured because he was on the. Remember that guy?
Fuck yeah. He's cured. I love that. I wish I was cured. It'd be nice to be cured.
Too many crickets. I would say that definitely my daughters didn't cut me off, but they weren't around as much after the divorce, and after the divorce and me going into rehab all coincided within a couple months, and my relationship suffered for at least 2 years. Anybody in the room with me during meetings, that was my number one topic. But I say, and I say this earnestly, that some cuts run deeper, and that one runs to the bone, and I wouldn't have it any other way, because, sometimes I have to learn the lesson the hard way. I have to stick my hand in the fire. My parents told me that when I was 7, before I was even drinking, I don't know, maybe that's my...
I'm the same way. If somebody tells me if you touch that, it's going to electrocute you, and I just first thing, yep, it did.
I don't even wait till they turn around.
Yeah.
I don't know you're right.
Just stupid. Yeah. Stupid. I don't know if it's stupid or hard-headed. I don't know which one.
I will say I always felt less than. My brother was...
There's the common.
There it is.
I always felt... Or I never felt comfortable in my own skin. I looked comfortable, but I never was.
My brother went right out of school to Cal Berkeley, and top of his class, and has done very well for himself.
So have you.
Yes, yeah. I just... but when I was... at that age, he was older than me, and I'd always been the black sheep. My brother was, he
got doted on.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Big brother got doted on.
What's his name?
Mark.
Did you ever why can't you be more like Mark?
Yeah, exactly. Don't be a loser.
So I never got that, but I would always hear my dad bragging about my brother. But I mean, like,
same thing.
Yeah, just bragging. Just like, that's always would make me feel about that tall.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, do you ever brag about me? Right. Those are the kind of things where I always felt like I didn't measure up to dad. Right. Mm-hmm. Those are the things that bothered me. Mm-hmm. Now looking back, I don't really give a shit,
But we did then.
And
it affected us,
and it still does to this day and
it stayed with us,
right?
And but again, that's also what drove. That's also one of your drivers.
It is one of my largest drivers, not to disappoint my grandkids and my kids, and
it's that I'll fucking show you,
right? I'm that way with anything, my work, my anything. I'm going to show. Anyways. So yeah, those kids when you did your amends, what did that look like?
Wait, who's your sponsor?
So my sponsor at the time,
who took you through the steps?
Steve Berg, and I can say his name because he's passed. And
wasn't he an actor? Wasn't there an actor by the name of Steve Berg? I don't know.
That's Alec Bug. Bug. Steve Berg spent his first 14 months. I grabbed him my Monday right out of rehab. Got out of rehab on Friday. Grabbed him Monday 7 a.m. like I was told to. And
from Northside?
Yeah, I drew.
I must have seen him. I'm sure I did.
I drew an ace. Yeah, he used to sit up in the left-hand corner up there by the front, and little old man.
Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
He got a heart.
Prostate cancer. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Heavy set.
Yeah.
Bald.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good man.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. And it was a perfect fit. I would call or text him every morning. Sometimes we would talk for a minute. Sometimes we would talk for 10 minutes. Sometimes I'd beat myself up because I couldn't make it to a meeting, and we'd talk for an hour. And he said, "Guess what? We just had a meeting." And he said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "2 people is a meeting."
Yeah.
And it was. He broke it down so easy for me, and that's when I had my spiritual experience. Was he read with me the day that he died. I was over at his house at 11 o'clock in the morning. He'd called me, and he'd been on hospice for 6 or 8 months, and I was reading the big book with him, and he had this gruff voice, and he liked to interject in the middle when I was reading and comment, and right to the very end. I mean, 6 hours before the guy's dying, I'm reading the book. Scott, what do they mean by that? And it was just, he knew the book, and he was just, and I get goosebumps talking about it. I got more out of that experience spiritually than I've gotten out of any church or.
Larry, you met him too.
I have.
Remember when you got sober, we started going to Northside, the 7 a.m. Northside?
Yeah.
And after I went through cancer, Steve had cancer. We started.
Yeah. I remember.
Short, heavy set.
Yeah.
Really, well spoken. But
Nice guy.
He showed us how to. I mean, this is a perfect example, which I hope one day, many years from now, he showed you how to live sober.
Yeah.
He also showed us how to die sober.
Yeah.
What it looks like to die with grace.
Gave me his 22-year chip, his last chip he got.
You still have it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Who's your sponsor now?
So now I have Dennis, and I have some spiritual advisors, Rodman, Opp.
That's who we need to get on the show.
Who?
Atheist Opp.
He would be good. I'd want to be in the room on that one.
He'd be good.
Would he let us pray before?
Hey, we'll pray anyway. It doesn't matter. Hey, his father-in-law is Art Webb.
Really?
He's married to Coach Webb's daughter. Yeah.
God, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
I owe him an amends too. If I'd have got the gold 2 weeks ago, I was gonna have to go give it to him, make amends. But I didn't get the gold. I got the silver. Although I didn't get scored on. I did not get scored on. Anyway.
So
So how did the amends go with your daughters?
It went it was ugly.
Oh, really?
It was ugly. Yeah, it was a year. I was like a year and 2 months, and I was feeling just chest puffed out, Mr. Spiritually Fit guy, and picked him up, and we took him to get something to eat, and
you did them together.
Yeah, I met with them together, and I wanted to talk to them together, and I learned that wasn't the smartest thing, but it ended up. My daughters were still very resentful, and let's just say the night ended very poorly, and I've probably rewinded myself 2 months, just because I wasn't ready. And
why do you think that, though, Scott? Back that up a little bit. Why do you think you weren't ready?
Well, do you think you had a way and you had a mind of how it was going to go, and then it didn't go?
Expectations.
Expectations lead to disappointments and resentments.
Yeah. And I remember I said, she wanted me to leave some absorbent tip because it was her girlfriend waiting the table, and I just said, but I left her 20% or whatever, and it wasn't the regular tip, and I was dropping her off, and I was so pissed because she was not. And I said, you know, first of all, when I was your age, if I tried to look at the bill, my dad would have, you know, you just didn't do that. And second of all, I was grateful when my parents took me out to eat. I'm totally getting off subject.
No,
you're fine.
You're right.
And she said, "Oh, I'm so grateful." Only like a daughter can say.
Yeah, buddy.
And I couldn't have kicked her out of the car fast enough and had an expletive. And yeah, that was not my brightest moment. But it was, you know, it made me who I am now. It made me realize where I swerved out of my lane and where I could, you know, maybe take peace and pause and you know, we learn from our mistakes.
Yeah, hopefully.
You know, we don't.
Was that the youngest or oldest that said that?
That was the oldest. There's that expression, and we don't drown by falling in the river. We drown by staying submersed. You know.
Wow, that's good.
And I had to find my way out of that river. And
Talk to us about that. What'd that look like? That's interesting. That's a very good perspective on how you put that.
It took a practice. You know, I had to lead by example. I couldn't bite on that same old lure that they were used to throwing out at me.
Before you got sober, very interesting how you say that. Before you got sober, was there a lot of animosity between you and the girls?
At the end.
They're at the end. So at the end, and then 2 years.
You're in some months. You're in a couple.
Yeah,
months.
you're in some months. You're expecting that to be diluted a little bit.
I'm expecting roses and
right.
sunshine.
Because don't you know I'm sober for a year?
Exactly.
Look, Ma.
Ain't it grand the wind stopped blowing?
Right.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me.
You know, it's that old adage, we drank for 40 years, you can't make it up in 40 days.
Right,
you know?
right.
But God does work miracles fast.
Yes.
But you're absolutely right. You know, that's...
And I think that's one of the reasons why it took me so long to do my amends to Miranda, right? I mean, it took me...
Not really. I mean, comparatively to other people,
It took me almost 2 years to do it with Miranda. It took me almost 2 years.
Wow.
That's the oldest.
Wow. That's my oldest.
How old is she?
She's 30. Good God, I'm going to get in trouble. She's 32.
Okay.
Yeah, it took me that long only because I didn't know how I was going to do it. Mm-hmm. I knew there was a lot there to unpack.
Yeah.
And I didn't know.
We had both daughters on one at a time on the podcast, which was powerful.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah, it was, and then the wives. And then
after that.
I didn't know how that was. I didn't know how to do it. I just didn't. And I didn't want to fuck it up. Right. And literally it happened on a drive coming home from, I don't even know where I was coming home from. And it was pretty close to her wedding before she got married.
Wow.
Yeah. And I fell apart, and we both did. And it was over the phone, which sucked. Right. But it happened, and it happened naturally. And it was just weird. And I struggle with doing my amends to both my daughters. My wife, I never did, right? Because I had a sponsor that led me very, very well by telling me I had one of the greatest things that little midget taught me over there was the living amends. He taught me that very, very early on. And when I did my amends, did my 9 step, I did it hard and fast. And I can remember coming home, and I've said this multiple times, coming home from my last one, and I thought, I'm like, I can't forgive myself. And he said, you got to give yourself a living amends, same as you do your wife. And that was one of the most positive things I ever heard him say. And that stuck with me. And I never did I told Katie that. I said, I can't give you an amends. I'm not going to. All I can do is show you. That's all I can do.
That's all they want.
I can do.
Words are nice.
Yeah.
But they mean shit if they're not followed by action. Right? And because that's what gives the words any meaning.
And that was one of the main reasons why I never did it with Miranda. Right. And I never explained that to Miranda. That was the problem.
That was the problem.
I never explained that to Miranda. McKenna I did, but Miranda I never explained that to, only because I knew it was going to lead into more.
Sure.
So I was afraid to even tip my toe in it.
not knowing where.
Well, I mean, like I said, I wasn't, and I don't mean to go back, but I'm using your words. I never got my chest puffed up. Never did, right? I never got that confident in my recovery to where I felt that way. I still step lightly in my recovery every day. I still step lightly, but that is, I never, there were men's with my kids and my wife, and it was my kids, my 2 daughters were brutal.
You know, it's funny that you say that because now, and I didn't even realize it, the way I approached my daughters that night was never how I walk into an AA. I'm always was not at all the way I would walk into an AA.
You're
meeting.
Always humble in AA meetings.
Yes, I didn't want to throw that out, but yeah, exactly. There's a humility there, and it's presence of where you are and the flavor of the room. If I would have walked in with half the humility into that dinner, it would have had a complete different outcome. And I think that's because I was overcompensating, because I really wanted it,
Right.
Yeah. And
How long had you been out? I'm sorry, I'm probably going to dig into this a little bit. How long had you been away, separated from their mom?
So 2 years. 2 years.
About the same, right?
Because he went into sobriety, or went into recovery treatment right after the divorce.
Yeah, we didn't mess around. I left in December, met with the lawyer, said how much, and we were divorced by March.
Okay, and then you went into rehab in July.
Yeah.
Then that wouldn't add up. Then I just thought maybe possibly during that period of time that, because like I said, it was very easier for me because I had still my wife guiding me through some of that with my daughters, right? So that's where I think I had a little bit, with Rob helping me through my own amends to myself, and then me putting that out to my wife, and that living amends, as I've talked about, is such a valuable tool for anybody going through this.
And it's never ending.
Valuable. It never stops. We never stop that living amends to our family. We can't do it enough. And I think I talk to that, anybody I talk to that's freshly new in recovery and that angry with themselves and that kind of stuff, you got to give yourself some time.
And some grace too.
Yes, I started to say that, but that grace comes over a period of time, right? It's all period of time. And let me ask this, where are you at with that, with your daughters now?
We meet once a week. It's completely different.
So you had a different outcome at a different time.
Yes, yeah. We've done a complete 180. That was a little bit over 2 years ago when that first happened, and it's a lot better. Is it perfect? No. Do I still get stuff thrown in my face? Yeah, not as much. Part of it's, I have to remember they're 17 and 21.
21, they're younger. Right.
What is their feeling on Dad going to Utah?
They're very happy for me. My youngest is going to probably dip her toes in college up there, and then maybe go to the South. So, but I've been wanting to move for 15 years, and just have had a lot of, family and health, and
You got family there in Utah?
I do have cousins that live there, and I'm looking forward to it. New chapter of my life.
You sure seemed excited about it on Saturday, and
Excited,
that's
nervous.
just that
It's
change.
gonna be emotional.
Yeah. Oh, I've.
Let me ask you a question: is it a demographical change?
Not a purpose, not on necessity.
Okay.
It's definitely a demographic change, as I've driven down McHenry for 57 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Beautiful though. And now you found a home group.
Yes. Yeah. I've got a group. Yeah. They're 4 miles from. It was the first thing I did was found a group, found a meeting, found a pool, and found a place to sign a 12-month lease. That was my goal for the week. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
How long have you been contemplating the move?
15 years.
Yeah, 15 years.
You don't fucking listen. I swear.
No. You both are wrong. Both are very, very wrong. And since you've been sober, how long have you been contemplating this decision?
So Utah seriously for about 6 months.
Okay.
The South, I've been contemplating North Carolina for probably the good part of my sobriety. Yeah, and I have a lot of friends who've retired there, and it's they're all pissed off because gas is $4 a gallon.
Tell them to come on out here.
Yeah, that's right. But I am. You did pick up on it Saturday. I am excited. I am nervous. It's the full gambit. But I'm.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's kind of exciting, honestly. I think about that, and I'm like, you know what? We talked to my wife and I. In fact, at Mother's Day, where all the girls and everything were together at Mother's Day, I looked at all of them. I said, "You guys talk. All I would need is you guys to say, 'Dad, we're ready,' and I'd be packed and in Texas in just a few months, gone.
Yeah.
Would not hesitate.
Yeah.
Would not hesitate.
But I respect the idea of a 12-month lease. Feel it out. Mm-hmm. I'd want to see all 4 seasons, or if they have, just before I commit roots. That's wise. Now, can I just make one suggestion?
Sure.
I've been sober long enough now. Sponsored a lot of men that have retired and gone to anything.
Please.
You don't have you already worked the steps, but find a man that you can be accountable to. Your sponsor, you call him a sponsor. You don't have to work the steps with him, but find a man. Like I say, hey, and this someone you can be accountable to there.
Okay.
At that meeting.
Okay.
God will show you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's great advice, Rob. I mean, that's having a long distance sponsor.
Don't do it.
Yeah, not for your original.
Well, I wouldn't do it anyway. You go there, you're in a new place.
Right.
Find a man.
That's like having a long distance relationship.
It's funny.
Same thing.
It's coincidental that you bring that up because I was talking to Rodman about that, and I was talking to Dennis about that, and I was talking to Opp about that, and a few other people that have been newcomers that have come from other areas, and I said, man, what was it like? You jumped from one town to another. I said that had been scary, and they shared their experience. Strength.
That doesn't mean you can't call your brothers out here because you will.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But that gives you a route.
Yes.
There.
You got to come back and visit your family.
Oh,
too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's
and we can have
another
back on
country.
and kind of catch up.
I would love it.
It's not like you're moving to another country.
That's what I told my.
Okay. What's the cost of living there as comparative to? There's not much difference, or is it?
It's easily a third.
Really?
Really?
Baby, what do you think of Utah?
What do you think of Mormon?
Wyoming.
What do you think about
Same
Rob
thing.
having a second
I
wife?
want Wyoming.
Yeah.
You can do the wind.
I don't have to drive it.
Grab the microphone, princess.
So you still want,
I don't have to drive.
you still want
So
Wyoming.
I love Wyoming.
But
You'd want to live that close to Tammy?
Oh, Tam, by the way, Tam said fuck you. That's my sister.
Is she coming for the reunion?
Yes.
In June,
Is she coming?
In
I'm
July,
pretty
yeah,
sure
we have
she
reunion.
is.
Yeah. What, for the class reunion?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, no, I
we
was
have
thinking
a
of
family
family
reunion in July,
reunion.
though. She's coming out in July for a family
Oh,
reunion.
no, well, I think that's when we're having our class reunion.
I don't know about that.
Anyways,
Me and Tammy get
Oakdale?
along really well.
yeah.
Oakdale High.
88, baby.
88. I'm 87.
Yeah.
I'm 91. He was a senior when I was a freshman. He's a
Gotcha.
prick.
Oh, I was. No, that's a true fact. True fact. I wasn't a very nice guy. Well, Scott, you know what? I absolutely appreciate you. Bonnie, you got any questions for him? Why do I feel like we're missing like chunks of your story here?
Probably because I got on other tangents and I've left stuff out. But
But it's
I mean,
always
what is your? Let me
it's
ask this
ongoing.
question. I understand that, but let me ask you a question. What's your relationship with your ex-wife right now?
it's much better.
Is it?
Yeah, it's much better.
Does she ever look at you and go, "Why weren't you this way when we were married?"
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that sucks, huh?
Yeah, it does. And I've struggled with that. I blew it.
It's our consequences, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very fortunate. Rob, very fortunate. A few of the guys are very fortunate that we were able to keep our wives.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just,
But okay, now here's the thing, and I know this is how well I know. I've known her since she was 3. I know what she's going to say now. We'll see how smart Rob is. If Rob knows his wife, so if I was in Scott's position, we got divorced, and then my wife saw, says what your wife just did, and I ended up with another woman.
You already know what I'd do. I told you what I'd do.
Say it online.
I'd burn you both inside the house. I'd burn the house down with both of you inside. Nobody would make it out.
We got a Dateline coming in a few years.
Snapped.
What was his name?
Get it right.
What was the name of the guy who cut the woman?
Lorena Bobbitt.
That's right. She pulled a Lorena on you.
Look how quickly she answered that.
She pulled that right out of her pocket.
You better sleep with that thing in your hand, brother.
Right. Oh, he does anyways.
That's awesome.
See, it shows what you guys know because there's actually 2 or 3 cases that are way worse than what that guy went through.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Snapped is something.
Oh, boy.
Something fierce.
So okay,
but see, but that's where and when we had the wives on,
right?
And we asked Scott, we asked our wives, if there's one thing you could say to the wife who's in the middle, maybe in the middle of the, just not abusive because our wives weren't abused, shit, the dogs weren't kicked.
Sure.
However, that aside, what would you tell the wives? And my wife said, hold on, because especially if they're trying to get sober, because the man you'll get. The man you'll get is so worth, so that's that was her.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was asking him is, your wife, has she said that out loud?
She said she did.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Would there ever be a chance of maybe?
No.
Okay.
It's a lot of water under the bridge,
right?
And yeah.
How does your family feel about seeing you get sober and
Being
the
the black
struggle that
sheep.
you went? Yeah, since they were all normal.
It's they've got less to talk about.
Isn't that something?
They don't. It's funny how when I'm miserable or things are going bad, my phone sometimes from certain family members, they want to call and see how you're doing.
They want the gossip.
Exactly, and
They
then
want
when you're
the
doing well, it's like crickets. You don't hear
Right.
from anybody.
So-
Anyway,
Yeah.
But this program.
Is mom and dad still alive?
Pardon me.
Mom and dad still alive?
My mom is still alive. My father passed away.
When?
He passed. My dad was my best friend. He passed away.
Did he get to see you sober?
No.
Great question, Rob.
That's a great question. Yeah. No. In fact, I went and.
Did you make amends at the graveside? Did you ever write him a letter?
I'm making a living amends to him. My dad was my best friend. He died jogging suddenly, I was blessed to have him in my life. As good as my father was, the pendulum swung the other way with my mother, and I'll just leave it at that. So, but
How's your relationship with her now, though? It's good.
My mom?
Yeah.
I don't talk to her.
Wow.
That's the pendulum swinging.
Yeah.
She wasn't a good mother. She did things you don't do to children.
Okay.
Just leave it at that.
Can I ask, dig into this a little bit more? Was that a little bit of your trauma?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you worked through that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I still work through it.
Okay.
It's one of those things that I didn't even know about it until
You got sober?
Yeah.
When you switch from the third step into the fourth, talk to me a little bit about, because of the trauma. I've got a lot of family trauma with you, right? A little bit, a lot. Talk to me about that transition from the third step to that fourth step when you started writing down those resentments, and where did it flow, or did you have to drag that?
Steve sent me home. First time I was about an hour and a half into it, and he said, "Go home, take a nap, come back and see me tomorrow." I was so frustrated and tightened up, and the perfectionist in me, didn't want to leave anything out, and I was all puckered up, and anyway, he was laughing at me.
Good sponsor.
Yeah,
it is funny.
And then I came back, and I kind of took a different approach to it, and I took 80 things, and really, when I thought about them, moved them to about 30 things. Because a lot of them, when I said them out loud, it was embarrassing. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
You fucking held a resentment over that?
Oh, buddy, where you at?
Where you trying to look for stuff.
Dude, the alcoholic, mountains, mountains out of molehills.
Yes.
I think a little bit of that, though, Rob, has to do with you didn't do it, but I've heard of other people doing it. You got to dig. You got to write. When it started to come out, I had 18
fearless
pages.
Fearless and
I
thorough.
had 30 pages long. Blah, blah, blah. You know what?
Do that. Just
No, you didn't.
What's killing you?
Yeah, and that's why I went back over it with another sponsor, and not because he couldn't have went through with me the second time. I went through it with a man that's been through a lot of the same trauma that I've been through, right? So that's where I wanted to go, and the fear, my fear inventory, I didn't hit real hard the first time I went through it, and I was still living with a lot of fear, and I recognized that about 8 months ago, 10 months ago.
Just like Scott started out with, more will be revealed.
Right.
Right. You know, and that's what it was.
And
as we grow,
I'm in such a different place.
Yeah, the onion layers should come off, and I don't mean. But I've taken so many men through the steps over the years. I go through them every time, and they're uncanny.
Right.
They'll share something that maybe I didn't touch on, or maybe it's just a little bit deeper than I had gone so far, and then I'll stop. Hey, hold on. I'll write a little something down. I'll do a little step work with them.
Right.
You know, and do a little fifth with them. Hey, by the way, let me share this with you. By the way, this still stays between, that kind of thing. And I do it right then. So I stay clean that way.
Have you been asked to sponsor yet?
I do. I sponsor a guy named Alex.
The gentleman that was at the meeting.
Yeah. And, that's...
Has he gone through the steps yet?
Yes, we have worked the steps.
Okay, so
we need to go through them again.
What's he going to do when you leave?
That's a really good question, and we're broaching that. He needs to make sure he has someone to hold on to. He's I think you guys know what he's going through right now.
He's struggling. Yeah.
So
yeah. But I mean, it's not going to lose your phone number.
Oh no.
But he needs to have roots here.
Absolutely,
it's just so important.
He's my first sponsee and my only sponsee I've had so far. So yeah, I'm looking forward to keeping ties. I'm going to meet his whole family tomorrow night. They're having me over for dinner, so I'm looking forward to that.
That is the greatest part about it.
I threw my first sponsee out of this house.
Slammed the door behind him.
I did. Chased him down the stairs. So you said 400 pounds.
Holy crap! Was that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were hungry.
Yeah. That's one way to look at it.
Thank you for that.
That is funny. I've never heard that response from anybody before. That's some funny shit. But I had gastric bypass. How did you lose your 400 pounds?
Two things that kill as much as any illicit drugs. I cut my processed sugar out, and I probably cut out processed grains.
Really?
Yeah.
See,
I lost 60 pounds watching Netflix.
Yeah.
But then again, I was 400 pounds, so I had it to lose.
Yeah.
Right.
The last 30 were hard.
Do you think, so for me, I think it was a big contribution to my alcoholism.
Oh, without a doubt.
Right.
There at the end there. So, it was COVID. You could DoorDash, pussy pot or pizza, whatever you want, pills, whatever. I would actually wake up in the morning to $40 of Taco Bell sitting on the doorstep, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I ordered Taco Bell at 10 o'clock and then passed out before they showed up more than once. And I'm not sure how I got
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
How many times did you eat that Taco Bell in the morning?
Oh, every time, of course. Whether it was shitty or not, I'm like, I'm going to just $40 for the Taco Bell with things we reason with.
Yeah.
I tell you, I don't know where I was going with that. But.
We were talking about
losing that weight.
The losing the
Oh,
weight.
yeah. I cut out my sugars, I cut out my processed flours and grains, and I'm a swimmer.
Yep.
So
He's got back in the pool.
Got back in the pool.
Yeah. Good for you. That just, like I said, when I had the gastric bypass, I lost 187 pounds in the matter of 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah. When I got healthy, my addiction went from food to working out.
Yep.
I was working out.
Yep.
Hard. P90X. I did it all. I was very, very healthy. Very, very healthy. And about 7, 8, 10 months into it, I was across the street, and I asked the guy, goes, "You ready for a beer yet?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not? Sure."
That was the prison.
Yeah, and I
warden.
drank that one beer, and I'm like, "Shit, that went." Because I was warned, you don't want carbonation. You don't want carbonation. Be scared. Be scared of carbonation. Well, I took that carbonation, and I was like, "That was good," and it was on from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just progressed.
Yeah.
I mean, I could literally, and I've thought about doing this, is sitting down and writing a timeline of my progression. I would love to look at that on paper, because in my mind, I can put it on paper. In my mind, I can roll through it.
I know what's happened. My wife could tell you when
Right.
I popped on a drug test at work. Methamphetamines had to stop. I mean, I drank, it was meth and Jack Daniels anyway. As soon as I got out of my 16-hour outpatient treatment from, popping on the drug test, great union I got. Went right to the liquor store. I can still drink. Got me a fifth of Jack Daniels and went home. Wow. And then boom, boom, boom. Then it progressed.
Wow. Yeah, it just, and mine went
from 2007 to 2011 was just hammered.
That was 2008 to 2022. The progression, the biggest portion of it was 2017 to 2022. That's when it really went into overdrive.
Hit the fan.
Overdrive.
So hold on, but what finally? I mean, because we've talked ad nauseum, about our end when we finally like broke, like I did, when we were done, when you finally were willing to go through any lengths. What was your last day? When was your last? What did it?
So, I had a meltdown with my psychiatrist. My doctor had just prescribed me with another very large dose of narcotics, and I had I told him, I said, I can't continue this. They had me scheduled to do it for another 5 or 6 months. They said, oh, we're gonna taper you off for 5 months. It wasn't working. I could feel myself going crazy, and I went into the behavioral center for a 72-hour hold.
MPC.
Yep. And I was actually there for 5 days, and I came home from that, and I was defeated.
Were you a man of faith at this time at all?
I was skeptically, reluctantly, more of a, oh, God, please.
Right. 911. Right.
Exactly. You get me out of this, I'll never.
Oh, yeah. I'll never do it again.
Right.
Now it's a thank you, But I remember not being able to get out of the bathtub because I was so obese and just my body was shutting down. I could only wear sandals. My edema in my feet was I was down to 19% heart rate. I was dying.
Yeah.
And how
was the withdrawals?
Well, they put you on that Suboxone, so that's pretty good stuff. As long as it's only for a short amount of time, that helped a lot. The alcohol, I really didn't go through the DTs until my very last 6 months of drinking. But
what about the pills? That's what I mean.
The pills, yeah.
Did you ever have the Jimmy leg or anything like that?
Oh God,
those are something.
Jimmy legs.
The Jimmy legs.
And the Jimmy arms too.
Oh yeah,
and those are brutal. That is, I would say, if there was something I was going to leave with this sharing, that is the most insane thing that I can't even fathom anybody do. The come down off a narcotic probably is a form of torture.
Yeah, buddy.
And the fact that we can put ourselves through that time and time and time again it's
all willpower, apparently.
God. Yeah, exactly.
Just has that prick on that English
really
prick.
I mean, come
so
on.
funny.
It's just it's bewildering, I'm
Did you ever hold any anger or anything toward the doctors that made it so easy to get these pills?
Great question.
Or the system?
Because I feel like they should hold a lot of responsibility. They should.
At the end, probably. but I was very manipulative.
Yeah.
As we
I
all.
was a salesman.
But I feel like a doctor should know better.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you
See
said,
the
200
triggers.
and something pills
Yeah.
for a month.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm flagged. I flagged all my doctors. I'm switching to Utah to health care, and so I flagged all of them there. But back to your question, I tried to let him know exactly. I said, first of all, this wasn't your fault. I said, I was asking for them. I said, but here's the situation, and I was upfront and honest with him. And I think it's as bewildered as I am that I put myself through that time and for a decade. I think he's that bewildered that somebody could put themselves through that for a decade.
You couldn't be the only one.
No, of course not.
No, that's You did.
But just like you said, but just like that cat that we heard in the interview, people don't understand, or they have their minds made up about what addiction is, and it's just to lift yourself up by your bootstraps, and you just got what. But in every other aspect of my life, partner, my will is absolutely rock solid.
Yeah.
But in this one,
Yeah.
I think people, though, not like to defend that doctor or whoever he was doing the interview. If you're not around alcoholism or alcoholics, because I can remember telling Rob in the beginning, no, it's not a disease. Go tell that little kid with leukemia, don't worry, I've got a disease too. It took so long for me to understand, and especially watching people that he's worked with or things like that.
The other one,
the grasp that it.
The other one that's
really
hard
has.
for people to understand is the allergy. People, what do you mean it's an allergy?
But because right now my wife's reading the big book, she's doing a little more because we're going to go through some step work. But she's dealing with nicotine. She's quitting nicotine, and she goes, if this is a tenth of what you guys, she's starting to understand it from that aspect. And she's like, all I think about, Rob, is nicotine. It's just, and I go, that's obsession.
I literally have to have him come because I will never lie to my husband's face. I won't give him reasons to ask me things, but I won't lie to his face. So I make sure he comes home every day. Did you get nicotine? Like I have to have. I can't believe how bad it is.
She understands it.
I can't believe how bad it is.
And it was amazing when I had to quit tobacco, which was nicotine, for my back surgery. Because of what I've done with the alcohol, I just knew I just can't pick it up. Period. I just can't buy it, and I just can't pick it up. That's just the key, right? Just don't buy it, don't pick it up.
That's
pretty fucking simple.
That's where page 45 comes in. Powerlessness was our dilemma, not alcohol.
Right.
We had to find a power, we had to find a power that gave us the choice over the first drink. Because we don't. It's not when you get hit by a train. It's not the fucking caboose that kills you.
So,
well, I can't wait for that day because I can't leave the house right now. I can't drive anywhere.
Gotta turn it over, baby.
I will.
We're gonna get those steps.
Thank God, all the places around our house that I can walk to don't carry them. So if I want to walk, I have to go all the way to the other side of town over by Hershey's. Yeah, I can't walk that far.
Those are some special cigarettes.
It was just
it's the vapes.
It's the vapes. Yes.
Could you imagine? It's not just there's no tobacco leaf in there. There's it's just chemical.
Yeah,
Can you imagine what else is in there that gets you hooked?
Oh yeah.
Sure. For me, when I was getting off the cig, I can remember being like, "Shut up! I'm gonna punch you in your face!" Just mad. Getting off the vape. Shut up! You never loved me. You don't care what I say. You don't care how I feel.
She's not an emotional woman. She's not an emotional.
You're the reason why I do this.
Yes, it's insane.
There's a lot of people in recovery that there's a lot of people that vape that didn't even smoke or anything before they got sober.
Yep.
I would say go to cigarettes. Stay away from. There's something in those vapes that it's something different.
It amazes me when I see that though, and it's like, okay, did you just take your alcohol addiction and turn it into a nicotine addiction? Because if you didn't smoke prior to you quitting, you're just taking one addiction to another. Your isms are still there. To me, that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
it's just my opinion. I could be wrong on that.
The lesser of two evils, I guess. That one's going to kill you slower, but still.
Right. But the ism is still there.
Oh yeah.
The ism. If you're having to do it,
that's why. Well, that's page 64, right? Our liquor was but a symptom. We had to get down to cause. We had to get down to the ism. Right. I, self, and me. Right. Why are you doing what you're doing? It's got nothing to do with alcohol. Why? Right. Fear, guilt, shame, remorse. Being molested as a kid, whatever. All those things we had to get down to. Right. And then give them to God and say, would you please take these and give me strength over that first drink? Sure, I will. Sure, I will. But it takes humility. It takes us to be broken.
Right.
Because we're so fucking hard-headed.
All right. You got anything else back there, Bonnie? You're good? See,
But I tell you what, when your
we'd
wife,
love having-
but having her go through what she's going through in my 15th year, and then we're going to do a little bit of step work on it.
Yeah. Did you hear that, Bonnie? Did you hear? What did he just say?
What?
What did he just say? His 15th year.
Yeah, 15. Last year. So last
He
year.
gets brave when things are being recorded. 'Cause
So last year was 14 years, obviously. And so my wife got me, and she's going through menopause. So, and women, being a woman anyway.
Just in case I was wondering.
So,
having nicotine withdrawals, going through menopause, I dare you to talk to me.
so she shows up, and there's a tiara, there's a sash, for but it says 13. I go, well, I'm not wearing that. If it said 14, if you had the right fucking year, I'd put it on. I'm not wearing that. So I'm sure this year I'm going to have the whole outfit. With 15
We
years.
were recording that day.
Yeah.
We just happened to be recording that day when they all showed up to the house. Poor Bonnie. I love you, Bonnie. That was so funny.
Yeah.
She's such a trooper, too, because she just took it. If I did that to my wife would probably fucking shoot me. We would be on Snap.
I feel like I know about it.
Motherfucker, you're wearing it.
I ain't wearing that shit.
That's funny. Scott, I appreciate you coming in.
It's
Appreciate
been my
your story.
pleasure.
Anything else you want to throw out there? I mean, with some words of encouragement,
Guys, it's those old cliches.
Let's hear them. They're cliches for a reason.
Simple suggestions, Small permissions will get you in trouble.
Small permissions will get you in trouble. That's a new one for me.
What do you?
I have
okay,
not
wait,
heard that
break
one
that
before.
down real quick.
I'll just be 10
this
minutes
is-
late, or I'm just going to miss this one, or, I've
Justify,
been to
rationalize,
5.
minimize.
Exactly.
Small permissions will get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Give yourself a little bit. Give yourself an out.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one.
Wow. I really like that, Scott.
Thank you.
Wow.
We're gonna keep that one.
Small permissions will get you in trouble. Wow. That's incredible.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. This has been
No,
really good
I
for
loved
my
it.
sobriety.
Yeah, I mean, I just, that could not, like I said, I was going to make this work, right? I was going to figure it out. So when Katie, my wife, was going to come home from work early yesterday and run the board, because she normally sits there. This is Bonnie's first time, and I haven't seen anything over there yet, Bonnie, so I can't, I'm going to say even before I look at it, you've done a great job.
I wrote down where I spaced out.
And the cameras didn't move. And then, so then when you said we can't do it Monday, I was like, I can't ask my wife to take off from work 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
So I called Rob. And I said, hey, can Bonnie come around the board? And he's like, sure. I don't even know if he asked you or not.
I just told her. I just said you're coming with me.
I've got a bad habit of saying yes before I look too.
My life revolves around a calendar.
Yeah, I say yes.
You've been retired too long. That's your problem.
You're right.
Yeah, because you didn't do that when you were working.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you
that's
right
all
there.
right. It keeps you out of trouble.
Yep.
Two things that that's gonna disappear when I finally retire. I won't own another phone. I guarantee you I won't have a phone.
Yeah, you will. You got grandkids.
Shut up. And I won't. There will not be a calendar within a sight of me. So those are the two things.
So we got to make a pact right here. Whenever you come back to visit,
Yep.
give us a call. When you head back, boys, so we can set a time and
I would love
it. Get another update. We love updates.
I would love that.
And we love the other thing that we normally do with our guests. We come back and do a topic. Right?
Okay.
We don't have time to do that today, but when you come back, love to come back.
We'll crack this
Topic.
open and we'll just talk about
Right.
it, or something from the
Those
news
are the fun
or whatever.
ones.
Beautiful.
Those are the fun ones. Those are the ones we really crack each other up.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
We bust some balls.
Sounds good.
All right, Bonnie, get us out of here.
I can't tell you what
Thank
it
you
is.
for listeing to the Recovery Unfiltered podcast.
My bad.
Larry fucked up.
If you'd like to reach out to us, please email us at recoveryunfilteredpodcast@gmail.com.
I'm so sorry.